Everyone, visit Stephen-Ong here, saxophonist with Kalmunity and other projects. It's Tuesday night, just got back from Bobards, and we were shut down yet again by the police. They arrived at 11:40 p.m. and shut down the music. I've very frustrated and angry right now. Want to do something about it. Continue writing Maire, Plateau Mont-Royal, Luc Ferrandez. We need to fix this problem. It's clearly a huge problem in terms of cohabitation between venues that want to have bars, venues, live music, all this kind of thing, and people live in the area. We have to make this work. This is not a workable solution. Anyway, look, I have this draft proposal of a better way to handle noise complaints. I've been meaning to kind of work on it more before releasing it, but I feel like I really should get into right away. This is just one part of the proposal, but anyway, let's get into it. 7 points. Number 7, sound technicians. Is it the sound technician's fault for not keeping the volume correct? Now, the problem is they don't know what the volume is supposed to be at. There is no law or there is no strict decibel limit given to them in the law in terms of what things are supposed to be at. Furthermore, they have no idea from week to week whether it's louder or softer, because like all venues, there's multiple sound people. There's a different sound guy this week than there was last week. He doesn't know what the settings were at last week. He doesn't know how loud it was. Of course, it's set up completely differently. So you need to have a concrete decibel number so that a soundman can have a decibel meter right on the board and know whether he's over or under the limit, where he's supposed to be. Number 6, the band. Did the band play too loud? Did they play too late? Now, of course, in terms of too loud, again, we don't know. That's mostly based on the sound technician. In terms of too late, well, last week we stopped at 11:30 after a complaint from 2 weeks ago. There was no issues. This week, the police came at 11:40. We were still playing, so maybe that was our fault. Maybe we took too long of a break. That may entirely be our fault. But was it even us? Well, we don't know, because we don't know the nature of the complaint. For all we know, the person who complained may have complained during the DJ who was spending during the break. We have no idea, and this brings me to number 5, transparency. What was the reason for the complaint? We don't know. How many warnings have been received? We don't know. Was it generated by the DJ? Was it generated by the band? Was it generated by people outside smoking and talking during the break? We don't know. Without any knowledge, without any information, there's no way of fixing the problem. Number 4, spurious noise complaint. Maybe not all noise complaints are equal. Maybe the person who made the noise complaint moved in just recently, and they don't like the Bobards' noise. Now, that means they moved to St-Laurent and Marie-Anne, right across from a music venue that has been there since 1989, for 24 years, and they don't know, or claim they don't know, that there's music there. There's Bobards, there's Plateau in the area, there's Le Belmont, there's Club Lambie. There's all these clubs in this area, and maybe these people moved in and didn't know that. Now, it could be an older resident who's been there from before these places existed, but anyway, we can't possibly know. Is the noise complaint valid? Is it not? We don't know. Are they getting complaints from always the same person? Are we getting complaints from different people? Is it the entire neighborhood that's pissed off? If the entire neighborhood, if this problem is really affecting everyone, well, that brings us number 3, the venue. Has the venue done proper soundproofing? Well, it's been 2 weeks since the initial fine. I haven't yet to see any visible change in the soundproofing. I don't know if there's been any soundproofing. Bobards, you have to get it together. If you want to be a music venue, you have to do proper soundproofing of your venue. $1,250, I believe, was the original fine. If there was another fine today, that would have been $2,500. That's $2,500 of soundproofing that could have gone in. Number 2, enforcement. We're talking about the police here. Why was this time a warning and last time was a fine? How do we know whether next time will be a fine, a warning, and we have no idea. It's completely up to the discretion. Police come in, they decide it's too loud, we can hear the noise outside, it's too loud, shut it down. That is, again, totally meaningless. And this brings us to the most important thing. Number 1, the law. The police can't know whether what they're doing is right or wrong. there is no, again, no concrete sense of what is proper. The Quebec Civil Code says that everyone is entitled to peace. Peace is not well defined. Peace is not a decibel limit. What is an acceptable level of peace? Clearly, if I move across the street from an elementary school, I cannot complain about the bell ringing at 8 o'clock in the morning. If I move across the street from a church, I cannot complain about the church bells ringing on Sundays. If I move across from Dorval Airport, I can't complain about the planes. This doesn't make any sense at all. There is a discrepancy, there's a problem between nightlife and day life. If I work the night shift, as I often do because I'm a musician, why do I not have to complain about the daytime? Why is daytime suddenly more important? I'm trying to make a living too, you know? The crux of the problem is that there are no rights on the sides of noise producers, regardless of whether it's a very small amount of noise or a large amount of noise. If somebody wants to shut down anyone who's making a small amount of noise, all they have to do is keep calling the cops, and if there's even a slight amount, the cops will just shut it down over and over, assign fines. That place is doomed. In theory, what this means is that a single person can move into an apartment on Crescent Street and start systematically shutting down every single venue there. Because there's no way that any of those venues are, you know, properly keeping the volume to 0, which is apparently is what is required for peace. You can shut down all of Crescent Street in a month that way. That's the way the laws are currently set up. This is clearly a huge problem. This isn't a sign that it's a huge problem. I don't know what could be. We need to fix this. Save the Plateau. Complain against noise complainers. Send your letters in to Luc Ferrandez. I'll repeat the information in the back here. Please join the Facebook page. We got to show that there's a real interest in making change here. So join the Facebook page. I'm going to look into making a petition, or possibly make a physical petition that I'll bring to Bobards, maybe an online petition. We're going to figure this out. I'm not sure where we're going to take this from here, but clearly we need to fix this problem. Let's start by getting angry. Let's start by sending letters to Luc Ferrandez, Mayor of the Plateau. Call your, if you have any contacts in the press, especially Francophone press, please get them in contact with me. I want to discuss this issue. I want to draw more attention to this issue. Let's make this happen. Complain against the noise complainers. Save the Plateau.
Part of why I came out because I've been wanting to see this for a long time.